My child, I need you to stop and listen to me right now. I need you to hear something that no one else is going to tell you today. Something that only I can say, because only I was there. Last night, when the house was quiet and the world had gone to sleep, I saw you. I saw what happened when no one else was watching. When the lights went off and the doors were closed and the mask you wear all day finally came off, I was there. I saw everything. I saw you crying. I saw the tears that you would never let anyone else see. The ones you saved for the darkness because you were afraid that if people saw them, they would think you were weak. I saw the way your chest shook and your breath caught and your hands trembled as the weight of everything you have been carrying finally became too much to hold. And in that moment, when you felt more alone than you have ever felt in your entire life, I was right there, right beside you, close enough to touch. Do not skip this message. I know your first instinct is to move on, to scroll past this, to tell yourself that this is just another video, and it was not really meant for you. But I need you to hear me. I arranged this moment. I brought you here because what I am about to say is something your heart has been desperate to hear. Something that will reach into the deepest, most private corner of your soul and bring light to a place that has been dark for far too long. So stay with me, from beginning to end. Do not let anything pull you away. What is coming in this message has the power to change the way you see your pain forever. You think no one knows. That is what hurts the most, isn't it? Not just the pain itself, but the loneliness of it. The feeling that you are carrying something enormous and invisible, and the rest of the world just walks past you without any idea that you are breaking inside. You smile at work. You laugh with your friends. You answer the phone and say, "I am fine." You post on social media, and the world sees someone who has it together. But behind closed doors, when no one is watching, the smile disappears. The laughter stops. And the real you, the one you hide from everyone, sits alone in the silence and wonders how much longer you can keep pretending. I see that person. I have always seen that person. And I love that person more than the version you show the world. Because that person is the real you, the raw, unfiltered, beautifully broken you. And I did not come for the mask. I came for the face behind it. I know about last night. But I also know it was not just last night. It has been many nights, hasn't it? More than you can count. Nights that blur together into a long, dark season of silent suffering that no one else knows about. I saw the night 3 months ago when you sat on the bathroom floor with the door locked, because it was the only place in the house where you could fall apart without anyone hearing. You pressed your back against the cold wall and pulled your knees to your chest and cried until there was nothing left. And when the tears finally stopped, you washed your face, looked in the mirror, and put the mask back on before anyone could notice. I was on that bathroom floor with you. I saw the night you stood at the kitchen sink at 2 a.m, staring out the window into the darkness, and the tears came without warning. You did not even know why you were crying. There was no single thing that triggered it. It was everything. The accumulated weight of every disappointment, every rejection, every broken promise, every unanswered prayer, it all came crashing down at once. And you stood there, gripping the edge of the counter, trying to hold yourself together while everything inside you was falling apart. I was standing right behind you. I know about the tears you cry in the car, the ones that come when you are driving alone and a song plays that reminds you of what you have lost, or when you pull into the parking lot but cannot go inside yet because your eyes are red and your heart is too heavy to face people. So you sit there, engine running, tears falling, waiting until you can breathe again, waiting until you can rebuild the wall that the world expects you to stand behind. I was in that passenger seat. I have always been in that passenger seat. I know about the tears that came because of money. The ones that fell when you opened the bills and the numbers did not add up. When you lay awake calculating and recalculating and still could not figure out how to make it through the month. When you watched other people buy things without thinking, go places without worrying, live without the constant gnawing anxiety of not having enough. And you wondered what you did wrong, why you work so hard and still struggle, why provision seems to come so easily to others while you fight for every dollar. I saw those tears, and I need you to know your financial struggle is not a reflection of my love for you. It is not punishment. It is not a sign that I have forgotten you. I am working on that situation right now in ways you cannot see, and what I am preparing is bigger than a temporary fix. It is a complete transformation of your provision. I know about the tears you cried over your family, the ones caused by people who were supposed to protect you, but instead became the source of your deepest pain. The parent whose approval you spent your entire life chasing, but never received. The sibling who turned against you. The family gatherings that feel more like battlefields than celebrations. You carry wounds from the people who share your blood, and those wounds cut differently than any other, because they came from the place that was supposed to be safe. I saw every one of those family wounds being inflicted. I was there when the harsh words were spoken. I was there when the favoritism was shown. I was there when you were made to feel like you did not belong in your own home. And my heart broke for you then, just as it breaks for you now. I know about the tears you cried over the betrayal, the person you trusted completely, the one you would have done anything for, who took your loyalty and crushed it, who smiled to your face while working against you behind your back, who knew your vulnerabilities because you shared them in trust, and then used those very vulnerabilities as weapons against you. That betrayal did not just hurt your feelings, it changed you. It made you suspicious of kindness. It made you question every friendship. It built a wall around your heart so high that even the people who genuinely love you cannot climb over it. I watched that betrayal happen, and I need you to hear this. What they did to you says everything about who they are and nothing about who you are. Your willingness to trust was not your weakness. It was your beauty. And I will not let one person's cruelty define how you see the world for the rest of your life. I heard the prayer you whispered last night between the sobs, the one that did not have fancy words or proper sentences, the one that was barely even words at all, just a broken sound from a broken heart that said, God, please, just please. You did not even know what you were asking for. You just needed me to hear you. You just needed to know that someone, anyone, was listening. I heard it. And it broke my heart in ways you cannot imagine. Not because you were crying. I have held the tears of millions of my children throughout history. It broke my heart because you believed you were alone when you cried them. Because the enemy has been whispering to you for so long that you have started to believe his greatest lie, that no one sees, no one cares, and no one is coming. But I am here, and I have never left. I know about the mornings after the hard nights, the ones where you wake up with swollen eyes and a heavy chest, and the first thing you feel is not hope, but dread. Another day, another performance, another round of pretending that everything is fine while everything is not fine. And you wonder how long you can keep doing this. How many more mornings? How many more masks? How many more I am fines before the truth comes crashing through? I saw every single one of those mornings, and I gave you the strength to rise each time, even when you did not know where it came from. That invisible push that got you out of bed. That was me. That small voice that said, keep going, when every part of you wanted to stop, that was me. The fact that you are still here, still breathing, still standing after everything you have been through, that is not luck. That is not coincidence. That is my hand on your life, holding you steady when you had no strength left to hold yourself. I know the loneliness you feel even in crowded rooms. You can be surrounded by people who say they love you and still feel completely, utterly alone. Because the version of you they love is the version you perform. And the real you, the one who cries alone at night, feels invisible, unseen, unknown. You wonder if anyone on this earth truly knows who you are, if anyone has ever seen the real you and stayed. The loneliness of hidden pain is a different kind of loneliness. It is not the loneliness of being physically alone. It is the loneliness of being emotionally alone in a room full of people. It is laughing at someone's joke while your heart is screaming. It is saying, "I had a great day," when you spent your lunch break crying in a bathroom stall. It is being held by someone and still feeling untouched. That kind of loneliness does not come from a lack of people. It comes from a lack of being known. And it is one of the deepest forms of suffering a human being can experience. But my child, I know you. Not the curated version, not the Sunday version, not the social media version. I know the version that cries in the dark. I know the version that cannot sleep. I know the version that wonders if life will always feel this heavy. And it is that version, specifically that version that I love, with an intensity that would bring you to your knees if you could feel the full weight of it. I have seen the real you, every broken piece, every hidden scar, every shameful secret, every dark thought, every failure you replay in your mind. I have seen all of it. And I stayed. I am still here. And I will be here tomorrow, and the day after, and every day until the end of time and beyond. Because my love for you is not based on the version of yourself you present. It is based on who I created you to be. And that person, the real person behind the mask, is someone I am deeply, fiercely, relentlessly in love with. If these words are reaching somewhere deep inside you right now, comment, "Father, you see me." Let me know that this message found the person it was meant for. Let me know you are here. My child, now I need to tell you something that will change the way you understand your tears forever. Because you have been looking at your pain through the wrong lens. You have been interpreting your crying as weakness, as failure, as proof that you are not strong enough, not faithful enough, not good enough. But that is not what your tears are. Your tears are prayers. Every single tear that falls from your eyes is a prayer that my heart receives. When you had no words left, your tears spoke for you. When your mouth could not form the sentences, your soul cried out through your eyes. And I understood every syllable. Your tears are not weakness. They are the language of a heart that still feels, a heart that still hopes, a heart that still reaches for me even when the mind has given up. And a heart that can still cry is a heart that can still be healed. I have been collecting your tears. Not a single one has been wasted. Not a single one has fallen to the ground unnoticed. I have stored them like liquid diamonds, and they have become the currency of a miracle I have been preparing for you. The Bible says, "I keep track of all your sorrows. I have collected all your tears in a bottle. I have recorded each one in my book." That was not poetry, my child. That was a promise. Think about that for a moment. The God who built the galaxies, who breathed stars into existence, who holds the oceans in the hollow of his hand, that same God considers your tears precious enough to collect, precious enough to store, precious enough to record in a book. You thought your tears were falling into emptiness. They were falling into my hands. And not a single one was lost. Every tear you cried over that relationship collected. Every tear you cried at 3 in the morning when the anxiety would not let you sleep, collected. Every tear you cried in the shower where the water could hide the evidence, collected. Every tear you swallowed back in public because you did not want anyone to see. I saw it. I counted it, and I honored it. Your season of crying is not your destination. It is your passage. The tunnel is dark, yes. The night is long, yes. But what I need you to understand is that you are not standing still in the darkness. You are moving through it. Every tear is a step forward. Every sob is a door opening. Every night you survive is one night closer to the morning I have prepared for you. And that morning is coming, not as a distant hope, not as a theological concept, as a reality that is already breaking over the horizon of your life. The first rays of light are already touching the edges of your darkness, even if you cannot see them yet. But I can see them. And I am telling you, hold on. Morning is coming. Do not leave this message now. Do not skip ahead. What I am about to declare over your life needs to reach your heart while it is still open. Stay with me. I am bringing an end to your season of lonely tears. Not gradually, not eventually. Now. The shift is already in motion. You cannot see it yet because the most powerful changes always begin in the invisible realm before they manifest in the visible. But I am telling you as your father who has never lied and never will, the tide is turning in your life. I am sending comfort that goes deeper than words, not the surface-level comfort of someone who says it will be okay without understanding what you are going through. I am sending the kind of comfort that wraps around your soul like a warm blanket on the coldest night. The kind that sits with you in the silence and does not need to speak to make you feel less alone. The kind that enters the deepest wound and begins healing it from the inside out. My comfort does not put a bandage on the surface. It reaches into the marrow of your pain and transforms it at its root. I am healing the specific wound that caused last night's tears. I know what it is. You do not need to explain it to me. I was there when it was inflicted. I saw the moment the damage was done, and I have been preparing the remedy ever since. The healing I bring is not partial. It does not leave you functional, but still broken. It restores you completely, fully, as if the wound never existed. But it leaves you with the wisdom that only comes from having survived it. I am replacing your lonely nights with peaceful ones. The nights of staring at the ceiling, the nights of racing thoughts, the nights of quiet sobbing. I am taking them. In their place, I am giving you nights of deep, restful, untroubled sleep. The kind of sleep that comes when a child knows their father is watching over them. The kind of peace that does not depend on circumstances, but rests on the unshakable foundation of my presence. I am strengthening your body. The exhaustion that has settled into your bones, the kind that sleep alone cannot fix, because it comes from somewhere deeper than physical tiredness. I am lifting it. The headaches that come from crying too long, the tension you carry in your shoulders and your jaw from holding everything in, the way stress has aged your face and stolen your appetite and disrupted your health. I am reversing the physical toll that emotional pain has taken on your body. I am renewing your strength. Not a slow, gradual renewal. A supernatural restoration that makes you feel alive again in ways you had forgotten were possible. I am sending people who will see the real you and stay. Not people who love the mask. People who love the face behind it. People who will sit with you in your darkness and not run. People who will hold space for your tears without trying to fix you or judge you or rush you through your process. Divine connections who will say, I see you, I hear you, and I am not going anywhere. They are already on their way to your life. Watch for them. I am turning your tears into a testimony so powerful that it will bring hope to people you have never met. The very pain that made you cry alone will become the message that prevents someone else from crying alone. Your suffering is being transformed into a story that will save lives. Not waste, not punishment. Purpose. Sacred, holy, irreplaceable purpose that could only come from what you have endured. I am releasing a joy that does not depend on your circumstances. Not happiness. Happiness is fragile, tied to what happens around you. I am giving you joy. Deep, unshakable, soul-level joy that coexists with your pain and somehow outshines it. The kind of joy that makes people look at you and wonder how you can smile after everything you have been through. And the answer will be simple, because my Father is with me, and His presence is enough. I am restoring what the years of crying have stolen from you. The confidence that was eroded by endless nights of doubt. The optimism that was drowned by wave after wave of disappointment. The ability to trust that was shattered by betrayal. The lightness in your spirit that was crushed under the weight of carrying everything alone. I am giving all of it back. Not a diminished version. The full, complete, original version, the version that existed before the pain started. The you that existed before the world got its hands on you. And I am opening a door of favor that will make the years of suffering feel like a down payment on something extraordinary. The blessings I am releasing into your life are not random. They are specifically designed to address every single area where you have cried. Where you cried over finances, I am sending overflow. Where you cried over loneliness, I am sending connection. Where you cried over rejection, I am sending acceptance so complete that you will weep again, but this time from joy. If you can feel something shifting inside you right now, if these words are reaching a place that has been locked and guarded for a long time, type, "I receive healing in Jesus' name." Let your faith speak louder than your pain. Let heaven hear your declaration. And here is the promise that seals everything I have spoken. My word does not return to me empty. It accomplishes everything I send it to do. The words I have spoken over your life today are not wishful thinking. They are not motivational quotes. They are divine decrees backed by the full authority of heaven. And when I decree a thing, the universe rearranges itself to make it happen. The very place where you cried the hardest will become the place where you laugh the loudest. The room where you fell apart will become the room where you celebrate. The season that almost destroyed you will become the season that defined your greatness. I do not waste pain. I transform it. I take the raw, ugly, unbearable weight of human suffering, and I forge it into something so beautiful that it takes your breath away. The chapter of lonely nights is closing. I am writing a new chapter. A chapter where you wake up with hope instead of dread. Where you fall asleep in peace instead of tears. Where the people around you see the real you and love you more for it. Where your pain becomes your power and your tears become your testimony. This chapter has already begun. You just cannot see the first pages yet. But you will. Soon. Very soon. But my child, I must warn you. The enemy heard everything I just said. He heard every promise, every declaration, every word of healing I spoke over your life. And he is furious. Not because he is powerful, he is not, but because he is terrified. He knows that if you believe what I have said, if you hold on to these words and plant them deep in your heart, his grip on your life is over. His season of tormenting you with loneliness and despair is finished. And he will do everything in his power to stop that from happening. He will come to you tonight. Maybe not with a loud voice, probably with a quiet one, a thought that sounds like your own, a whisper that says, "Nothing has changed. That was just a video." God does not really see you. You will be crying alone again tomorrow night. You have heard messages like this before, and nothing happened. Why would this time be any different? He might come as a feeling instead of a thought. A sudden wave of heaviness after this message ends. A return of the anxiety. A familiar numbness that settles over you like a cold blanket, trying to smother the warmth that these words planted in your heart. That is not random. That is strategic. The enemy attacks immediately after a breakthrough moment because he knows that the seed of faith is most vulnerable before it takes root. He will also use the people around you. Someone will say something dismissive tomorrow. Someone will remind you of your failures. Someone will treat you in a way that confirms the lie that you are not valued. And the enemy will use that moment to whisper, "See, nothing has changed." God's promises are not for someone like you. Do not believe him, not a single word. That is a lie, crafted specifically for you by an enemy who knows your weak points. He has studied your insecurities. He knows where you are most vulnerable, and he will aim for those exact spots. But his weapons are only effective if you agree with them. The moment you refuse to believe the lie, it loses all its power. When those thoughts come, and they will come, replace them immediately with this truth. God saw me crying last night, and he was right there. He has collected every tear. He is healing what is broken. He is sending comfort, connection, and joy. His word does not fail, and no enemy, no lie, no whisper from the darkness can undo what the living God has declared over my life. Say that out loud if you need to. Write it down. Put it on your mirror. Make it the first thing you read in the morning and the last thing you say at night. Because the battle for your breakthrough is not fought with weapons. It is fought with truth. And the truth is, you are never alone. Not for 1 second. Not last night. Not tonight. Not ever. I also need to warn you about shame. The enemy does not just use lies. He uses shame. He wants you to feel embarrassed about your tears. He wants you to believe that crying makes you less than, less faithful, less strong, less worthy. He wants you to hide your pain so deeply that even I cannot reach it. But shame is a prison, and I did not create you to live in a prison. Stop apologizing for your tears. Stop feeling ashamed of your pain. Stop believing the lie that says strong people do not cry. I created tears for a reason. They are not a malfunction. They are a release valve for a heart that is carrying more than it was designed to carry alone. And every time you cry, you are not failing. You are releasing. You are letting go of weight that was never yours to carry. The strongest people I have ever used in history were people who knew how to cry. David, the greatest king, wept so hard his bed was soaked with tears. Jesus, my own son, wept at the tomb of his friend. Hannah cried so deeply in the temple that the priest thought she was drunk. But her tears were not weakness. They were the birth pains of a miracle. And from those tears came Samuel, a prophet who changed the course of an entire nation. Your tears are not wasted either. They are the birth pains of something you cannot yet see, but I can. Crying is not the opposite of strength. It is the evidence of a heart that is still alive, still feeling, still fighting. And your tears, my child, are proof that you have not given up. That alone makes you braver than you know. Type, "Yes, Lord, I trust you with my tears," if you are ready to let me carry what you have been carrying alone. Let the enemy see your faith. Let heaven hear your voice. My child, as this message comes to its close, I want to leave you with something that I need you to carry with you long after this moment ends. You are seen, completely, fully, intimately seen. Not just the polished version you show the world. The real, raw, unedited version that cries alone at night. I see that person, and that person is the one I love the most. You are held. Even when you cannot feel my arms, they are around you. Even when the darkness feels absolute, I am the light that refuses to go out. Even when silence fills the room and loneliness presses in from every side, I am the presence that fills every empty space. You have never been alone in that room. You have never been alone on that bathroom floor. You have never been alone in that car. I have been there every single time. You are not broken beyond repair. I know it feels that way. I know the cracks seem too deep, the damage too extensive, the wounds too old. But I am the God who specializes in the impossible. I made the universe out of nothing. I breathe life into dust. I turn deserts into gardens and ashes into beauty. What makes you think I cannot restore you? What makes you think the God who parted the Red Sea cannot part the waters of your despair? What makes you think the God who raised the dead cannot raise your hope from the grave where you buried it? You underestimate what I can do with a broken vessel. The most anointed people in my kingdom are not the ones who never cracked. They are the ones who cracked wide open and let my light pour through the fractures. Your brokenness is not disqualification, it is qualification. Because when I use a broken vessel, everyone who sees the miracle knows it was not the vessel, it was the God who filled it. Tonight, when the house gets quiet and the world goes to sleep, and you feel that familiar weight pressing down on your chest, I want you to try something different. Instead of crying alone, cry with me. Instead of hiding your tears, offer them to me. Whisper my name in the darkness, and know with absolute certainty that I hear you. I am not a distant God sitting on a far-off throne. I am your Father, and I am right there in that room with you, close enough to wipe every tear before it falls. And tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, I want you to say these words before your feet touch the floor. I am not alone. God saw my tears, and He is turning them into a testimony. My season is changing. My healing has begun, and no weapon formed against me will prosper. Say it every morning. Say it until your heart believes what your mouth is speaking. Because faith comes by hearing, and sometimes the voice you need to hear is your own, declaring the truth I have placed inside you. You are loved beyond what your broken heart can comprehend right now. But one day, when the healing is complete, and the joy has returned, and the tears have been replaced with laughter, you will look back on this moment, and you will know that this was the turning point. This was the night God looked into your darkness and said, enough. No more crying alone. I am here, and I am not going anywhere. You are my child. You have always been my child, and I will hold you through every tear until the morning comes. And the morning is coming. I promise you with everything I am, the morning is coming. Amen. Now, my child, there is someone in your life who cried alone last night too. Someone who smiled today, but broke apart in private. Someone who is wearing the same mask you wear. You know who they are. Their face just appeared in your mind. Maybe it is a friend. Maybe it is a family member. Maybe it is someone you have not spoken to in a long time. Send them this message right now. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not tell yourself you will do it later. Right now. Let them know they are not alone either. Be the answer to someone else's midnight prayer. Be the hands and feet of my love. Share this and let the healing multiply. Let this message travel from heart to heart until every lonely room in the world has heard my voice. And if this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. I have more to say to you. This was not our last conversation. This was just the beginning.